In recent weeks, we talked about many firearms in the smokeless powder time and some semi-auto firearms tech in the modern time, but this week we will once again go back to hundreds of years ago, the black powder time, and try to find out a surprising, smart, but might be dangerous design of the ancient people when they tried to build out a better repeating firearm or even an automatic firearm, but only having to use the ancient technology. So did the traditional firearms become real automatic firearms after using this smart design? In this video, let's talk about this design, the Superposed load, and today's video is chapter 1. Superposed load or Superimposed load. Actually, this is a very old concept proposed by the ancient people when they were thinking about how to improve the early firearms' fire rate. And most of the firearms in that era were muzzleloaders. Before talking about the history, first of all, allow me to talk about what I found about how this old device works. Compared with the regular muzzleloaders, the existing superposed load muzzleloaders are not much, but unfortunately, the limited number of collections are still enough to let us study it and find out the commonality among the variant and different superposed load firearms. Firstly, there's a mate who shared some pages of the book, Superimposed Load Firearms. The gun shown in the book is the typical superposed load gun, but it's not what we focus on, because this example is the full-barrel superposed load firearm. The mechanical structure is far more complex than the common version, but the basic working principle is the same. Not only the common single-barrel version or multi-barrel complex version firearms, they have a similar way to work, so we can just simplify it for better understanding. Just like the self-loading structure, which was talked about in my old video. It looks like it's hard to figure out how it works. In fact, the structure is simple. So this might be why these firearms designs seem very smart but bold. The secret of repeated fire in superposed load firearms is from the special loading method and the locks. Because there are so many lock and trigger systems, we will focus more on them in the chapter 4 video. Basically, when the user uses the superload firearms, he would load the cartridges one by one from the muzzle after putting one layer of gunpowder, loading a lead bowl, then repeat the step, then one layer of gunpowder, one bowl, one layer of gunpowder, one bowl. Ideally, we can fire it from the front cartridge, which is closest to the muzzle, and then fire the back one and one by one, firing the rest of the cartridges repeatedly. So we can see this loading method to fire repeatedly, and even due to using a special mechanism in the 19th century, some superposed load firearms can get a similar semi-auto fire rate, although this was still not the real semi-auto firearms. At the same time, this loading method also can present safety risks. Even though we can put a plate as a divider between two cartridges, it still is possible that the gunpowder might leak out, resulting in the cartridges mixed together. So under this situation, when firing the first cartridge, it might make all cartridges fire or explode in one shot. So this is a dangerous point. In the end of today's video, I think that we can read this book that was shared in the online forum, Superimposed Load Firearms. If you are very interested in this old firearm tech and have the chance in the future, because it should be a better way to learn more and deeper details about this iconic old firearm tech. Although now I don't have the book, I think I will try to get the book in the future and read it. So today's video is also the first look about superposed load firearms. Okay, this is today's video, and thank you for watching. Hope you can like this video. Have a good day. See you next time. Bye.